Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Nishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandaya Cha Nandagova Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. These are resources. English book, Bhagavad book, Hindi book, Bengali. So some can you get some book for Bhagavad book? First, because they can go to, even they cannot understand the language. It's better because we are discussing on Bhagavatam particular sloka. So they can read the sloka and they will memorize and try to meditate on the sloka. Because they cannot understand. So it's better they can have this book. Next time we will do that. Take an answer. Book, Bengali book. So may English may pass. So you, what you should do, what he has to do, he has to go through this effort and we are discussing, and he has to think how I can action this, right? So that's why he has to meditate on the Bhagavad. Right? No? Sorry, Hindi. Bhagavatam. So we are going to see one first canto, second chapter, 20th sloka. Evam prashanna manasho Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Evam Prashanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavati Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Evam Prashanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Thank you. Evam prasanna manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Evam prasanna manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Evam, thus, prasanna. enliven, manasa, of the mind, Bhagavad Bhakti, the devotional service of the Lord, Logata, by contact of Bhagavad, regarding the personality of Godhead, Tattva, knowledge, Vijnana, scientific, Mukta, liberated, Sangasya, of the association, Jayate, becomes effective. Translation, purport by this divine grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of God, the stage of liberation from all material possession. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.3, it is stated that out of many thousands of ordinary men, one fortunate man endeavors for perfection in life. Mostly, men are conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus they are engaged always in lust, desire, hankerings, ignorance, and sleep. Out of many such man-like animals, there is actually a man who knows the responsibility of human life, and thus tries to make it perfect by following the prescribed duties. Make life perfect by following the prescribed duties. Out of many thousands of such persons who have thus attained success in human life, one may know scientifically about the personality of God. Sri Krishna, the same Bhagavad Gita 1855, is also said that scientific knowledge of Sri Krishna is understood only by the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. The very same thing is confirmed here in the above words. No ordinary man or even one who has attained success in human life can know scientifically or perfectly the personality of God. Perfection of human life is attained when one can understand that he is not the product of matter, but is in fact spirit. And as soon as one understands that he has nothing to do with the matter, he at once ceases his material hankerings and becomes enlivened as a spiritual being. This attainment of success is possible when one is above the modes of passion and ignorance, or in other words, when one is actually a Brahmana by qualification. A Brahmana is a symbol of Sattva, or the mode of goodness, and others who are not in the mode of goodness are either Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras, and less than the Sudras. The Brahmanical stage is the highest stage of human life because of its good qualities. So one cannot be a devotee unless one at least qualifies as a Brahmana. The devotee is already a Brahmana by action, but that is not the end of it. As referred to above, such a Brahmana has to become a Vaishnava. In fact, to be actually in the transcendental stage. Pure Vaishnava is a liberated soul and is transcendental even to the position of Brahmana. The material state, even a Brahmana is also a conditioned soul, because although in the Brahmanical state, the conception of Brahman or transcendence is realized. Scientific knowledge of the Supreme Lord is intact. In the Brahmanical state, the conception of Brahman or transcendence is realized. Still, scientific knowledge of the Supreme Lord is back. One has to surpass the Brahmanical stage and reach the Vasudeva stage to understand the personality of Krishna. The science of the personality of Godhead is the subject matter for study by the postgraduate students in the spiritual life. Foolish men or men with a poor fund of knowledge do not understand the Supreme Lord and they interpret Krishna according to their respective views. The fact is, however, that one cannot understand the science of personality of Godhead unless one is freed from the contamination of the material modes. Even up to the stage of a Brahmana, when a qualified Brahmana actually becomes a Vaishnava, in the enlivened state of liberation, he can know what is actually the personality of Godhead. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Salakaya मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगना रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पाद सगगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् स्वामी नामे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शेषवादी पश्चात् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम Today we will continue reading the Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Sloka 20. So, we are seeing in the second chapter, Sutta Goswami is trying to explain or answering the sage's question. So, we have seen from the Sloka number 6 to 22 is important in Srimad Bhagavatam because from Sloka 6 to Sloka 15, Sutta Goswami is trying to explain about what is devotional service. Then from 16 to 20, he is trying to explain what are the stages of bhakti. Then from 21 to 22, he gives what is the prayojana. When we do bhakti, what we achieve. So that's why these slokas are very important. But today, this sloka, particular sloka 20, chapter 2, talks about evam prasanna manasa. So, for this sloka, Prabhupada is was trying to explain about Manusyanam Sakasteshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhe Yatatam Apitanam Kaschin Mam. It says one of many thousands. You see, many thousands of people in that Kaschit, someone understands what is the perfection of life. So by Siddhai, he takes perfection, he achieves the perfection only once in 1,000. And in the thousands of people, only someone Kaschit, Mom about Lord, they will understand only, know the supreme truth, only someone, that thousands of people. Prabhupada is telling that not everyone can. So bhakti is not for everyone. It's available for everyone, but only few people will be able to take it. And in this sloka, evam prasanna. So we know that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Sochati Na Kamchati Saman Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mat Bhaktam Lavate. So Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta. So one attain who has achieved the transcendence above the material moods of nature. So he will be prasanna. He will be joyful. Now Sochati. Now Sochati. He will not lament about that I don't have this one, I won't lament about what is happening and not conscious. And he won't desire for it. His desire only is to serve the Supreme Lord. So that's how the person joyful in the mind appears. And sama service. So he will see every person as Madbhaktam Labhate by gains the pure devotional service. So we have seen Evam Sutta. Here Brahma Bhuta. So we are Jiva Bhuta. So we are trying to go to the stage of Brahma Bhuta from Jiva Bhuta. In Jiva Bhuta, we are all influenced by material laws of nature, mainly the passion and ignorance. So we have to go beyond passion and ignorance and reach the Brahma Bhuta stage. First, we have to go to goodness, then we have to go to Suddha Sattva. So it is not that. So generally, how we get to that stage, we can see that in this material world, the jiva is struggling because of the sense gratification. We are attached to sense gratification, and our mind is not. Is again enhancing the feature of enhancing the sense gratification. So first we have to elevate to the material world gradually from ignorance and passion to goodness. So first we have to develop the qualities of goodness. So how we can develop the qualities of goodness? So generally, first we have to define. So we have to let's understand that we have to move to goodness. So when I want to move to goodness, I have to define what is goodness. So goodness means then developing the qualities, right? So I will be developing the good qualities. Basically, the Brahman, Brahman qualities. So Brahman qualities are the highest standard of life in this video. So to develop that qualities to be a Brahman, so first we have to define it and we have to cultivate that qualities. This may not be nature for us, but we have to cultivate it and we have to nourish them, keep nourishing them. So you see, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says humble, humble, tolerate, be patient. So these are some qualities goodness that we have to cultivate. And in that, what is the foundation of all these qualities? If we have some foundation of qualities, that will flow fructify the other qualities. So first foundation what we should have is obedience. So if we are obeying the senior devotees, we are obeying the spiritual master. So if this obedience comes, slowly the humility comes, slowly the patience, tolerance, everything is getting there. So that way, you see, if I would say I will be humble. I am a humble devotee. How I will say humble? See, devotees try to say, no, I am fallen soul. Yes, that is true in one case. It is kind of humbleness, yes. But the thing is, let's say a sweeper who sweeps place, he comes and says, I am a sweeper. So is there any humbleness? But if a prime minister comes and sweeps place, he says, oh, he's a humble person. So that humbleness, when it should come, when it will be shown, when we are so advanced. That time, if I comes and say, even if go advanced in the stage, in spite of that, we say, I'm fallen. So that is the humbleness. So we have to get advanced in the scientific perspective. So here, so we can see some examples like Rudra Maharaj. He's a Maharaj in Odisha. He was a Maharaj in Odisha. He was anchoring for the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not encouraging that because as a sannyasi, he won't encourage. Sannyasi is not supposed to encourage this associate leaders. This kind of material leaders, they won't even sannyasi don't like to do that. So he was anchoring for. So he was sweeping. So that's how even a great king of Odisha, he was trying to be humble. Listen. Haridas Thakur, another example is Haridas Thakur. He was chanting for 21 hours a day, chanting 3 lakh names of the Lord. 192 rounds he chants every day. And he comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and says, Mahaprabhu, I am not getting taste. So that is the humbleness. The great devotee comes and feeling himself is not as still things have to go up. So that's how we have to do. Prabhupada says that's how we are. So that's how we have to develop the qualities of goodness in us. So the next thing is in this thing, this is mind become so once the mind becomes peaceful, Brahma Shuddha Prashna, then what will happen? Scientifically we can understand that. So scientifically, what is science? What is science? Experiment, experience. So in the science, what they do some experiment and see what is the experience. And what we do scientifically, getting happy in the mind, joyful in the mind, doing emotional survey, and getting the experience of the God's nature. So one thing what they used to say, why we have to develop this goodness and all. See, there is a term called frequency. So if we have to have a friendship with someone, we should have the same frequency. Otherwise, the frequency will not match and will not be a good frequency. So when we have to go to Krishna, we want to associate with Krishna. So if we are not developing these good qualities, we will not able to have friendship. We will not be able to associate with love. So that is why we have to develop good qualities. See, thing is, even if you go to goodness, it's like we are in the waiting list to associate with Krishna. But when we go beyond the transcendental laws, then Krishna will see whether we can associate with him. So we have to go beyond the time. So then only love will be trying to see us. Otherwise, we'll be just in the waiting list. Because associating with Krishna is not so easy. So we have to just follow the process of devotional service which was given. So in this sloka it is mentioned Bhagavat Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana, that we have seen, Bhagavat Tattva, that science of the Supreme Lord, we will understand. When the mode of Mukta Sangasya diet, Mukta Sangasya. Mukta means transcendence, the mode of the material nature. So we have Mukta Sangasya diet. So when we develop our qualities, Brahman qualities. So what are the Brahman qualities? Bhagavad Gita, sloka 1842. Samodamas tapa chaucham shanti atsavam evacha jnanam vijnanam nityam brahma karma svabhavatan. Peacefulness. Peacefulness is a quality. So when we start following the devotional service, generally we will be peaceful in our mind because we don't have to worry about what will happen. We should worry about the future. Lord will take care. So that way we will be peaceful and self-control. So many a times we will not be able to control ourselves. We will be burst out. So these kind of qualities will be gone when we are in the process. So self-control can develop. Austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. So this will be the natural qualities of the Brahmin. The Brahmin will have all these qualities. But Prabhupada says this comfort that is not even sufficient. So we have to go beyond to the Vasudeva stage. So when we get into the Vasudeva stage, then all these modes are there, not there, then we will be in the Shuddha Tattva. So that is eligibility for us to associate. And Prabhupada goes on says, Bhagavad Gita 1245, 245, Krishna advises Arjuna the same thing. Traipunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavajna. One must rise above the influence of the modes of material nature. One who stays within the influence of this three material nature will not be able to understand the story. So we have to keep uh, looking into our qualities or behavior, whether we are getting all this, getting into this, going beyond this material nature. So we have to keep checking this thing. And Prabhupada says, when we are in mental platform, we are working in our mental platform, then we have to anyway go down to do our material activities. And because of that, we are getting contaminated materially and spiritually also. Or is completely, it is pure devotee. Pure devotee will not have all this. So we have seen all Maharajas, pure devotees, that they will not be, in fact, they will be in the mission of Hare Krishna. They will be always thinking of how they are saving the Lord. Whatever they do, whatever they do, whatever activities they do, everything will have touching spiritual surrender. So that's how the pure devotee can go when we transcend to the spiritual nature. So it is mentioned that this uh, knowledge will come only through devotion. So is there any other process that we follow that karma, jnana, all this thing will not give us this scientific knowledge of Supreme Person. So mam jnati ajnati bhakti. So generally, what are the stages of bhakti? So before going to stages of bhakti, so we will see how people are coming to Krishna. What are the stages? So if you see first stage, if you see a person, okay, he will say, he will try to understand what is Hare Krishna. This is the first stage. Who is Hare Krishna? What is Hare Krishna? They will come and see the devotees, what they are doing. They will sometime come to the festivals and they see what is Hare Krishna people are doing. They are distributing Bhagavad Gita, what they are doing. This is the first stage. The second stage comes, I like Hare Krishna. So people come to the stage. I like Hare Krishna. I saw this devotee. When you go to meet devotees, people outside, when you meet devotee, people outside, uh, they say that, like Hare Krishna, I saw that Prabhuji, he gave me some prasad. So that's how they start liking Hare Krishna. That is the second stage. Then third stage is, I love Hare Krishna. They will say, oh, I love Hare Krishna. And they will hang some Hare Krishna board in their home, in their car. So they will try to express that I love Hare Krishna. They will not be ashamed. People are nowadays ashamed to be saying Hare Krishna. So if we come to the third stage, so devotees start saying, I love Hare Krishna. So that's how they are slowly, gradually coming to Hare Krishna. Then fourth stage is, first I am Hare Krishna. That is the third stage. Fourth stage is, I love Hare Krishna. The previous stage is, I am Hare Krishna. So we are identifying ourselves as Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And the fourth level is, I love Hare Krishna. Then only it start reading. Right? We used to see how people are coming to Krishna. Until then, they don't read. They'll just come see the Lord, have the and have some association with devotees, and then they get into reading, and they try to start serving. That's how they start serving the Lord. And then the fifth stage is, my mission is Hare. Hare Krishna is my mission, totally dedicated to the Hare Krishna movement. So if you see all these senior devotees and proper disciples, wherever Prabhupada say go there, they just go the Turban, China, they don't know anything about that. Just because of Prabhupada said, they have dedicated their life to the mission of Hare Krishna. So when they were saying completely dedicated to serving their whole life. Now also we are seeing all the devotees going country to country at this age, 70, 80 years of age, they are still traveling into peace. That comes just because of the Lord. So in that stage, this is the fifth stage in the Hare Krishna. So after that, we don't have to worry. It is totally taken care of. So, yeah, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying about how this sloka 16 to 20 is explaining about the stages of. So, in the 16th sloka, it is talking about Satam Kripa. So, first thing is, a devotee comes and get the mercy of the person comes and takes a darshan or the association of mercy of take the mercy of like how we go to distribution. So when you go to meet some devotees, so that time he is getting the mercy of the devotee to get into the path of God. So that is the first step. Then he starts serving the how Mahat Seva. So how we can serve the devotees? We can serve the devotees in three ways. Mainly, one is we will take general instruction. There will be instruction which was given by the devotee generally. We will take that general instruction. And specific instruction. So there will be specific instruction given to a devotee. So that way, a devotee will get serving the Mahat Seva. Will do the Mahat Seva. And third is opposite. So physically we can serve to Maharaj. So we will that Mahat Seva stage. So somehow we are able to serve the devotees. Then second stage. Third stage is Shraddha. So doing all these things, they will develop faith in Shraddha. So that is the third stage. That is explained in the Sloka 60. And the last point here is Guru Padasana. Guru Padasana. Then they will serve pure devotee. So they will take surrender to pure devotee and start serving them. So that's the four stages. All these four are mentioned in the Sloka 16. So 17. Bhajaneshas. So it is Bhajana. So they will slowly try to. They will have eagerness to worship. That is the time. Devotees will come and ask, "Can I worship this Lord? Can I keep this photo?" They will try to do bhajan. Eagerness will develop. That stage they will try to serve or try to worship. That eagerness will develop to worship. So that is Bhajanesh. Next is Bhakti. So that then develops the loving service to them. Then they start serving to the Lord and loving the Lord. So until then, it's just a practice. Until then, when they get to the stage of Bhakti, then they will get to serve the Lord by their love, in their own love. Then the next stage is when we start doing this, Anarthanivati happens. So Anarthanivati spent in the 18th Ashta Prayeshu. So all these things will go. All this Anarthanivati will be cleaned up. So all these obstacles will get disappeared. But in Madhya Karani, Vishnu Chakra says this Anarthanivati will go till Bhava stage. But still, you will be able to go ahead to the next stage, to the next. That is Nishta. So in the same sloka, the 18th sloka, it says about Nishta, steadiness. Nishta prayeshu bhadreshu. Bhagavati Uttama sloka, Bhakti Bhagavati, nice taking. We will be steady in doing the Bhakti. Until then, we will be like, devotees will come for the temple and associate with devotees. Suddenly, they will disappear. So the steadiness will not come. Even though they are practicing Bhakti, the steadiness will not come. So until the stage of Nishta. So once the stage Nishta has come in, so they will be steady in their work. You can see that level of devotee will be steadily doing the engaging in the devotion. So next stage is ruchi. Then we get the taste for serving the Lord. Taste for doing this meditation. Until that stage, you will not have the ruchi. When you get the ruchi, then you keep on doing again and again. Doing that ruchi stage, you develop that eagerness to do that spiritual life. Asakti, the firm attachment. Till now, we are not having attachment. We are developing ruchi, but that attachment, so firm attachment is not. Sometimes that attachment comes, sometimes it won't be there. We'll be doing just for the formality. Then the firm attachment will be there. And that is the stage, asakti. This two, ruchi and asakti, is mentioned in Sloka 19. Now we are seeing this Sloka 20. This 20, we are talking about attachment. So the bonds, so the is achieved in this stage. That develops prema. So when we do serve the Lord, fondness, the bhava, we get to the stage of prema. So love, total love, complete love, you will get in the prema stage. Then the third is, 13th is darshana. So when we start serving the Lord with so much of love, Lord will appear for us. Oh, there is I was asking Prabhupada had darshana. This is the stage of darshana. 13th. So that is the stage that highest perfection of the self-realization. So that is the stage Prabhupada has shown us. See how Prabhupada has shown all the stages. That is 14th stage is Hare Madhuryanubhava. Hare Madhuryanubhava. So this is Hare Madhuryanubhava. We are entering into the Leela. This stage, we can see what is our real Swarupa. This is the last stage. That is the time when we know that what is our Swarupa in Leela, what our Leela we are, what is our original Swarupa. That's how Krishna Chakravarti is trying to explain all these 14 stages. That was explained in Srimad Bhagavatam from this second chapter, 16th to 20th. So finally, okay, we will say that, okay, I'm following, I have developed faith in the Lord. I know this life is miserable, material life is miserable. Even though the sense gratification is, we are doing sense gratification, life is miserable. We know that it's miserable, but still we engage in the sense gratification. The sense gratification will not go easy. So still we are doing the same thing. We are not able to renounce all those things. What we can do? In Bhagavatam, 11th chapter, it is 11th and 12th mentioned. We still remain happy and worship the Lord. Anyway, we are able to be happy in devotion. So continue being happy and serve the Lord, worship. But still, we are again going in sense that. See, so much of devotional service we do, but still we go for like hotel, cinema, we try to engage in some or other things in there. What we can do in that state? So, Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, you have to repent for that. Even if you cannot control the sense gratification, still we are in sense trying to satisfy ourselves. That is the solution. We need to repent. How to repent? Why are you not getting that attachment, that sense gratification attachment towards the Lord? So we have to start offering that agra, that intention towards the service of the Lord. That's how. So that's how we can only, even if we are not able to control the sense, we sincerely, every time when we do something like this, come to God, sorry, Lord, I am not able to. I'm trying to put that kind of intention that God is sending in the sense towards you. Please try to help me so that I will be out of this sense. So that's how in 11th canto, Bhagavatam is mentioned that we can repent for our actions. Finally, many times we will try to apply some solution. We are an illusion. So if we are not clear, then what we have to do, we have to take the guidance and don't take any decision when we are in illusion. Most of the time we are in illusion, Maya. So don't take, we should always take decision. We have mood of surrender. So that should be our ultimate goal. Whatever decision we are making, we should always think that how by the taking the decision, how we are. So that's how when we are longing for Krishna, without longing for Krishna, how do you get Krishna? We won't get Krishna if you are not longing for Him. So when we try to uh, it will somehow at one stage reflect in our heart that we are longing for Krishna. That is the time Krishna will decide, okay, I will see him. So that is the stage we are looking for. So that is our ultimate goal of serving the Lord. Ultimately, we are trying to always serve Lotus feet of the Lord. So we can achieve through this Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata. Then we get the scientific knowledge of the mood of Mukta Sangasya. So we are totally transcending the material nature. That's all for today. So, sorry, comments that you want to share. Like this one from many times we are not able to control our senses. It takes a long, sincere don't come just like that. So at least we will be sincerely repenting that. We should not justify. Oh, I did that because nowhere so Sanskrit is mentioned that don't do this. Or actually, we are Maya is getting attracted to all this incident. But at least we will be sincerely repenting for that. At least next time we will try to control. And get always thinking of God over there. So, yes. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Bhagavatam ki jai. All those things. Sure. Sure. Yeah, Vilas. Can you remind me that next time? Jnana Karmadi. Anupuriyati. So this sloka, Rupa Goswami has mentioned in Science of Sindhu. There are two slokas he has mentioned about how to achieve the pure devotion service. One is Anyam Best Tasmuni, and another one is so this way, Rupa Goswami is giving us what is the process of achieving the pure devotion service. Whatever we do for the Lord, how we can satisfy the Lord. So if that thought develops in our mind, always we definitely will get to one day, one stage that nothing is important in life. So that can come only when we always have this you know, that why I am doing this act, what I am doing to achieve. Jnana karma, we are not worried about jnana. We are not karma, adi, others. Jnana karma, whatever is on material plan. So we come out of that. Try to just satisfy the Lord. That is our only mode that we are doing. So if we get to that, if we want to get to that stage, sincerely we have to serve Guru Maharaj. This is the only. See, there is one question that was asked for one Maharaj. Maharaj was completely the Maharaj has told about one of his devotees that before he left the body, before he left the body, and the devotee went and asked the Maharaj. I mean, maybe in the early days, he said, love Krishna, just love Krishna. That is the instruction that was given to the devotee. And the devotee was trying 9 years, he was waiting to understand what is that. More than 9 years. Then he asked this question to one of the Maharaj, what is that? And the Maharaj was explaining what is the Guru Maharaj told you is saying just love Krishna, just love. What it means is you get into all the stages. Prema, ultimate aim of this thing is prema. So we get through all the stages. Anartha is the stage most of us are getting. We still are doing Anartha. Because we know this is the Vaikuntha, this is spiritual planet, spiritual base, Prabhupada is created for us. But still we are doing our others, even though we are doing so much of service. So, to come to the stage of prema, so you have to get into all that is your Guru Maharaj has given. That is the hope that is given to you. By just giving one word, just love Krishna. To achieve that pure birth, go through all the stages. So that's how we can achieve that blessed. One day we will try to achieve by mercy of God or Guru Parampara. We will serve Mother sincerely. One day we will do it. God mercy of God. Makes sense.